figured I'd start this vlog with a little background of myself, this guy that you're watching. I started climbing about 5 years ago. I'm 30 now, so when I was climbing in my mid-20s, and there was only like little baby gyms in Chicago that were like either underground or they're in like abandoned warehouse buildings, where it was just mainly bouldering, or you could go to the gyms that had like a little tiny wall that you can climb. Some had like a little bit of a bigger wall, but they were very condensed, and it was mostly a gym with a little bit of climbing, right? And before that, I was a marathon, half marathon runner. I was in track when I was in high school. So running is what I knew before I got like a decent injury. And that's kind of how I found climbing. I went to like an X Sport and I used one of their little walls, and I kind of fell in love, and it was like searching out how to train for climbing, right? And I got really geeky about it, and I was building circuits in the bouldering gym so I could train like route endurance in the bouldering gym. People thought I was nuts. They're like, just climb, man. But I've always been a person that trains, right? Since I was a competitive runner, that's just what I did. So I geeked out, read a lot of books, and kept moving forward. What I do for a living though is I work in the coffee industry. As you can see here, it's something that I love. I'm absolutely passionate about coffee, absolutely passionate about bartending as well, but bartending hours don't really suit climbing so well. So yeah, the service industry is kind of like what I know. So until I can make my way in the climbing industry to where it can pay all my bills, that's what I do. My main goal is to actually be paid to coach climbing as like my main gig, and some kind of branding within that. So I think that's my next few years goal, is to find a way to where climbing produces my living so that I can just do that, because that's what I'm extremely passionate about, and that's what kind of drives me. I'm also a musician. I used to tour in touring bands and play music for a living for a while when I was in my early 20s, and it's just not feasible anymore. I am currently working on a new music project though, so that's why I decided to do this vlog. Is I love the city. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and so I still have that grit in me, and now I live in the city, and I've been here for the past 5 years, and I take trips every fall, summer, going backwards here, spring, winter. I've got somewhere I go all the time, and I usually go for a week to Mexico in the winter, which I'm gonna also vlog. I go to the Red on the fall and the spring, and I go Deepwater Sailing in Southern Illinois in the summer. In between that time, I'm usually training for certain projects, certain goals, right, for each of those seasons. And then I have a macro project, right, a big goal for that year. Generally, last year it was Time Wave 0, which was 23 pitch routes with a 12A at the 20th pitch. So I want to document the process of the climber's life that lives in the city. Yeah, and so I hope that inspires you, and I hope you can learn something from this vlog and the stuff that I post outside of the vlog, as I try to also offer my knowledge that I have, and hopefully you can replicate some things that can help you. Hopefully I can learn things from you, and this can be an awesome experience for everyone. There's a lot going on there. Dave's breaking the wall over here.
Yeah, breaking the wall. So what we're gonna do, I think, is some add-on mixed with pig in the wall. So we're gonna each take turns making 2 moves, and then if one of us falls on a move, we get a pig, and so on.
So essentially, we're playing pig with add-on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. One time, pick up mic and I bust 2 times. If you like, then I bust 3 times. Hit it right, then she bust 4 times. Never line, I'm in line with it. I got the wheel, it's a way, I'm a line in it. I got a deal double sweet, put a lime in it. I be the man of the hour, put a chime in it. Beat, beat, the type of brother clean the stash like a deep freak. I'm coming with a circuit overload, bitch, ski, ski. I put the panties out, we hit it while she sleep, sleep. Lord of the underground, #1 cheap, cheap. Rock a shaka like a can't nobody stop me, yeah. The judge and prosecutor try to break me proper, yeah. The probe officer, she really try to knock me, yeah. And then she smile at me while I'm in the lobby. I ain't got no time for the bitch. Every time they stop my shine, I hit a lick. I don't want to find some more shine to the lynch. Tune in the band like Sean, how I kick. It's lit, the wick, a wick, a flick. You loving how I'm brighter than a striker with a bit. My modus operandi be karate, how I kick. The goal is stick of money and punani with my chick. The clip is CSF, we be the best, so yes. Master of the flow with you, my dog say yes. Fire up the flow and blow the fog and stress. I'm running out of time from the snooze reset. Ooh, I ain't got no time, but in a minute, yeah. See to blow my line, but in a minute, yeah. And goddamn, she fine, but in a minute, yeah. I'm about to lose my mind up in a minute, yeah. I ain't got no time, but in a minute, yeah. And see to blow my line, but in a minute, yeah. And goddamn, she fine, but in a minute, yeah. I'm about to lose my mind, but in a minute, yeah. I'm strapped for time just like a bomb with no disarm. Then you wonder why I can't keep calm, I blow my fuse, go 10, go backhand, the fist, the open palm, yeah. Still pimping over here, my G, yeah. Herschel limping from the rear, my G, yeah. Cause the flow like a pier, my G. Cut cloth clear, yeah, like a shear, my G. I fear the G-O-D with me, really can see everything I'm doing, I'm supposed to see. Ninja people heat the old Navy fleece, yeah. Swass on sales like a DBC. I got no TMEs, they clock TOC. I get that workout money like GNC. I need triple payout, HEETs. Apple burnt out, hit you with a DND. Now don't TXT, back up off the G. You might have lost the beat, you're rapping awfully. DWZ to the NUTs. You can have these mofos with no FEEs. Hold up, I got the Noah feeling who flow a coda. Sit with the finger, throw up, money no longer lower. Pull it out like a drawer, put it back in the drawer. Ninjas don't need to know her, keeping it saucy pro up, yeah. Used to think San Thomas money's funny. Now I frown when I ain't running the hunters. Pedal the metal, but cow be gatling gunning. Jack my style, Craig Mack the honeys. Behind the beat thumping, Kevin Bump bumping. Hit you with the fire one time at the function. Forget a brother not dead, Patrice Russian. Connect via wire, no need for construction. I ain't got no time, but in a minute, yeah. See to blow my line, but in a minute, yeah. And goddamn, she fine, but in a minute, yeah. I'm about to lose my mind up in a minute, yeah. I ain't got no time, but in a minute, yeah. See to blow my line, but in a minute, yeah. And goddamn, she fine, but in a minute, yeah.
Second rest, but I think Dave accidentally moved it up to about V7, V8 on this one. V6. I know.
You got it.
But it's okay because I gotta go hangboard for a second and then come back. In the end, he beat me, and it came down to just sheer finger strength. It's a good move. You're like pressing on one end so that you're like pulling in the other end, and the opposing kind of works well together, but it is that you're pushing all that weight. Because if it was like a sloper, it'd be different, because it's like not about like how much weight are you pushing back on. So for me, my finger strength feels it. I've been training for sport roots, so.